When we moved from Virginia to Idaho when I was 13, we moved into a house that, unbeknownst to us, had 7 different water intrusions in it, and it was less than 5-year-old house at the time. And we didn't find out for another 4 years, and that's basically the root cause of all the issues right there.
And what symptoms did that cause?
It was pretty subtle at first. I didn't really notice it. It was just kind of more, things were more irritable. I was having a harder time focusing. I thought it was just because it was getting harder and, stressed out after moving and things. But after a few years of just kind of steady declining, and at one point I ended up with going from straight A's in school to almost failing several classes and having no energy to do anything. We realized that something was probably wrong, and that's when we discovered the mold in the house. And as soon as they opened up the wall there, that was definitely it.
And how old were you then?
13.
Okay, so they're kind of subtle, and all of a sudden they kept getting worse and worse and started affecting your daily life. You got so you couldn't go out and work on the farm if you didn't have any energy level. Mm-hmm. And this was in 2015.
Thereabouts. Yeah. Worked 14 to 15.
So
15's when we left.
So in August of 2015, then, you decided it was time to get out of the area, that you weren't getting any better.
Yeah. That's when they opened up the wall of the house, and I went down with, I think it was 4 migraines that were completely debilitating, paralysis down one half of my body in a single week, at which point I realized we just need to leave.
So where did you go?
Well, that time we went out to New York because my mom had a speaking engagement and I went with her. And while we were there, we decided that we were just going to stay over on the East Coast, and from there it was New York to South Carolina to Virginia to Florida to...
So you say you went down to Florida. What did you do down in Florida? And was there a breakthrough down there?
There was. We went down and stayed with one of the top cancer researchers down there. He just opened his house up and said, come stay with us for a while, and we helped him out in the household and kept things running. But it was really just to go down and enjoy the sunshine. And while we were there, some park ranger friends of ours decided that they would cart us out on their boat and drop us on the deserted island, Elliott Key, off the coast of Miami. And we went out there and camped for a week, which was extremely nice because of the ionized air and everything else. And that was kind of when things kind of turned around and we started getting better. And that was fun. There were manatees there. We caught lobsters. Couldn't eat the lobsters.
So you started feeling better?
We started feeling better.
Kind of being away from places that had chemicals, out with the ocean air?
Just away from everything. I mean, it was quiet. There was no internet. There were no people aside from us and whoever happened to come in for the evening on their boats and then leave in a few hours later. It was just wildlife and ocean and bugs and sunshine.
So,
clean.
At some point, did you feel like you were well enough then to come back to Idaho?
Felt like we were well enough to give it a try. It's kind of one of those we'll see types of things, but we were definitely going to give it an attempt. So we did, and we headed back, and didn't move back into that house because it was a nuclear waste zone. And went into a rental house down the main road, and that was okay. The house wasn't especially bad, but we were basically confined to staying in the house almost all the time, and we weren't really getting any better. It just kind of plateaued off. We're surviving more than anything else. And then every time we had to go to town and back, we had to drive through fields full of glyphosates and random mold there, and it was, you go to town and you spend the rest of the week recovering. So
you found out that the area itself was contaminated. By then you were so reactive that not only did you react to just the mold in the house, you reacted to any kind of chemicals.
The mold had degraded immune system and gut flora down to the point where it was just reacting to everything. So we just needed a more pristine environment.
So where'd you go to from there? Because I know you left the farm because that just wasn't working out. And ultimately you wound up in Colorado.
Mm-hmm. We were actually headed to Arizona. And there's a community in Arizona that has a housing center that has a pristine reputation for low mold counts and dry weather. And one of the doctors on the neuropsych side of things from recovering your brain function from this was down there. And that's where she sends all of her patients. So we were on our way down there, and we stopped at Colorado Springs. It was supposed to be overnight to stay with some friends, and a night turned into a week turned into 6 months, then we ended up having to look for a house. And anyway.
Yeah, so why do you think that Colorado Springs is working for you?
High altitude, nice breeze, dry most of the time.
Can you find that you can go to work in some places?
I can go to work in some places. I can even go to work in some, I've recovered to the point where I can even go to work in some places that have mold issues. But it's really a balancing act of you go a couple days a week and then you have to spend a lot of time devoted to recuperating methods like sauna, taking binder, Epsom salts baths, things like that, where you just avoid it and get it all out of your system again. And have a bit of downtime, so a couple days on, a couple days off, a couple days on, that works okay.
Do you find school and socially that's difficult sometimes because of issues you run into?
Yes and no. Yes, in the aspect that I haven't been in a school yet that hasn't had some sort of old problem. No, in that as long as I can avoid them, it's not too terrible. So life kind of goes on as normal as long as I can avoid exposure to it, but it's kind of everywhere, so.
Now, you were homeschooled up until the last couple of years, and you started going to the school here. Did you find that they helped accommodate you, or
they
try?
They try. They really do. But there's kind of a limit to how much they can do. I mean, they can't renovate the entire building and start cleaning the inside of walls and things just because I've got issues.
So what do they do?
They use an EC3 fog and fog the carpets every couple weeks. Just to keep the counts in the room down and manageable. And that helps a lot. I can usually tell when they fogged and when they haven't.
So do you check the rooms out before you take them each year? Or?
I do. I check the rooms. There's some rooms that I just can't go into. They've got an active problem and they're not able to fix it and I'm not able to be in the room, so I just don't take that class. Or see if I can find it at a different time period, which makes scheduling a bit of a pain, but it works all right.
If you were going to talk to fellow teenagers that come down with this condition due to exposure to mold, what would your advice to them be?
Don't worry about it too much, because the more that we worry about something, it's kind of confirmation bias, really. The more you worry about something, the more you notice it, the more it has an impact on you. And honestly, you take what steps you need to, and then kind of let God handle the rest, because it's a very wise saying about don't worry about things you can control because you're doing everything you can on that front, and don't worry about things you can't control because nothing you do is going to make any difference anyway.